Hi guys, sorry for the long wait, but I'm finally here with a tutorial of how I went from absolutely sucking at the interior decorator career to becoming level 8. So like many people in my comments when I first started, I was so confused. I did so bad. Nobody ever paid me. My reputation was horrible. I was getting literal hate mail because my sim and I were just so bad at this career. So here's just a quick little tutorial of what I did, what I've learned to be successful. So like everything else in the sim, this career is broken. So in order to actually play with it and be successful, you do need a mod, and it is by Zerbo, and it is the Sims 4 mod Fixed Interior Decorator Career. Without this mod, when you finish a gig, you won't get paid, you'll be stuck on the lot, and you won't gain any reputation. So you definitely need this mod in order to play it correctly. Okay, so picking a gig and understanding what each one means is also very important. So the most basic one is a room renovation, and this is just, you can pick whichever room you want to do. It's up to you, bedroom, bathroom, whatever, it doesn't matter. If it has a specific one like kids room renovation or bedroom renovation, you would obviously do that one, but I've seen on Reddit that it can't really tell, so you could do whichever room you wanted, but I usually just stick to what it says, just in case. As you progress, you will also get the option to add rooms. This one is kind of difficult because you can't delete anything to make more space. You just have to work with whatever is given, which can sometimes be hard because a lot of the lots already are pretty full. You can delete like plants and stuff, but you can't delete like decks. You can also do level renovations or like club renovations, so this would be like the entire first floor, the entire second floor, whatever, and then the bar would just be like the entire bar that you would redo. I personally don't like doing commercial lots because with residential lots, somebody is living there, somebody's gonna be there, but with commercial lots, because nobody lives there, they send a representative in to tell you what they want, and sometimes the game glitches and the representative won't show up until like hours later, or sometimes they just won't show up at all until you've done all the renovations. And this means that you have no color preferences, you have no style preferences, you have nothing to go on, so you just have to decorate blind, and that usually does not go well, so I just avoid commercial lots just in case nobody shows up. And once you get to level 9, which I'm not yet, you can do level additions, so you'll just like add a whole new floor. Okay, once it's time for your gig, you're going to meet your client or your clients, and you're going to get to know them a little bit. This is just kind of like just to fill this requirement because we're going to do something later on. So you're gonna pick your client, whatever, and you're going to go to the interior decorator stuff and ask them about their favorite designs, ask to see mood board, whatever you want to do, just so you can get to know a little bit about what they like. So as you can see, there's 3 spaces of information that will be filled out, and if you're working with a big household, sometimes there's going to be 4 people there and you have 3 spaces, so it's like not everybody is going to be included, and that is where problems can happen. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to go into their cast and you're going to look at every single preference that they have for every single person in the family. So you can do this a couple of ways. The first one, and the one that I usually do, is if you have MC Command Center, you can just do modify household and cast, but if you don't have that mod, that's fine. You can just hold shift and click on the client, and then you will get a modify and cast option. So you're just going to click this and it will take them into their profile. And this is the most important part, their likes and dislikes. So I usually write these down because usually it's just going to be like a lot more people. But this particular client, he likes black and he likes pink. So you're going to write that down and you're going to have that. Also, sometimes you want to look at the activities, but they're not always going to be like very important. So like if I'm doing a kitchen, obviously painting and photography being a dislike, that doesn't really matter because that's not going to go in the house anyways. Another important one is decor, but very rarely do the Sims actually have a specific decor in mind that they like, which is fine. We're just going to focus on the colors. And a little tip, even though this one doesn't have another person in it, if there were multiple people in a household, you need to look at everybody's preferences, and if somebody dislikes something, you avoid it. So let's say if Lou had another person living with him that didn't like the color black, even though Lou likes the color black, you're not using it, because it's better to just make everybody happy than one person happy. So just avoid any dislikes at all costs, even if somebody else likes them. So now that we have the colors, and even though it's kind of limited, we're still able to do some stuff. So you're just going to exit out of here. Once you've written everything down, all of their preferences down, you're just going to send them away. You don't want them to be here. They're just going to get in your way. So you just tell them goodbye, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And now it's time for you to take your before photos. So I usually just like to try and go from the corners. And you need at least 3. Obviously, if you're doing like a level renovation, you're gonna need way more than that. So I'm just gonna take a picture here. Take a picture here. And take a picture from over here. Obviously this is like empty and there's not really anything, but if you change the layout, it's just good to have. So once you've taken these pictures, you want to move your sim. And now it is time to do the renovations. So you just go into build mode, and it will tell you over here your restrictions and also like whatever you've learned, but you already have that written down. So this is just kind of like help if you did ask them all the questions. But usually if it's a room renovation, you're not going to be able to change the floor tiles. So that's just something to keep in mind when you do. And now on to the decorating. So the first step, get rid of everything. Don't leave anything. Even if it's like something you might use, like, I don't know, like if there's an easel that you want to keep in there, I guess you could. But everything you delete, it goes into the budget. So you just have more room to work with. And the most important part of decorating is the tags. So I already have some tags here. I'm just going to delete these. So we didn't have any style preferences from Lou, but if you did, you would just go through and pick whatever, and it'll get rid of everything that isn't included, so you're only left with that. And for colors, it'll just pick out everything that is the color. So he liked pink and he liked black, so it'll show you everything that is in those colors. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. Abuse these tags. Okay? Like, if they say they like pink, make it pink. Like, do not be shy. It will probably look very ugly, but if they say they like pink, you're putting pink in there. If they say they like black, you're putting black in there. Obviously, for things like fire detectors or whatever that are usually only one specific color, you can add those in sparingly, but wallpapers, counters, beds, dressers, lights, like whatever that you can make the color, make it that color. And same with the styles. The styles are a little bit harder because like not everything will be the style and the color, if that makes sense. So like there's like no patio pink, so you can just pick if you would prefer to do pink or if you would prefer to do patio style. But like whichever one you pick, you need to use it to the fullest. Like, do not be shy. It will probably look ugly. A lot of the renovations that I do, I feel like they look so ugly because it's so tacky, so like out there, but that is what they like. Do not be shy. I have just completed the kitchen renovation using the tags. Everything that was tagged as black or pink except for this little thing here for the fire detector. Everything else is changed. I even changed the archway to be black. So you can stop here if you want, but one of the things that I like to do, and that is really good for your reputation and also how much money you get, is to just do a little something extra. Just, just to make it more appealing, I guess, and show that you've done more work. Like I said though, that is not necessary. So you can stop here, and as you can see, there's $896 left in the budget after doing the renovation for the kitchen. And this is really important because you do not want to use up all the money, and you definitely don't want to go over the budget. That's really going to help you, because if you can stay under budget, they're going to love you, especially if it's like 1,000 simoleons or something. That will really help you because they just will appreciate that. But like I said, I usually like doing something a little bit extra just so it like builds. So I'm going to do this living room area, and I'm going to do the exact same thing that I already said. So delete everything, and also follow the preferences that you have got. Okay, and so here is this added living room extra that I did. Again, not necessary, but this will usually get you, like, if the pay is like $540, doing an extra room will at least get you to like $700 usually. So once you're all done, you just exit build mode, and you're gonna go and do your pictures again, take your after photos. And if you decided to do an extra room like last minute, you don't need to take pictures of it because that wasn't originally like what you were gonna do, and also you don't have anything to like compare it to. But it's still like totally fine. Obviously they're gonna see it. It's just for like portfolio reasons. Okay, and once you've taken all the pictures, everything here is done, you are going to call up the client and have them come back to look at the new space, and you're gonna match up like whatever you did for the pictures. Sometimes they don't match up completely, and that is totally fine. Like, I've never had a problem with that. And now for the reveal. These usually take a long time. So it'll do a little before and after thingy. And you're just gonna want to go follow these things, like, hey, look at this counter, look at this couch, look at these cool things that I added. I even got you a TV, bro. So you can usually tell if somebody likes them if they're like kind of passive as they're looking around the house. It usually means that they don't like it. But if they like keep having hearts and everything, and if your sim gets this moodlet, that usually means that it's going pretty good. So we're just gonna do this, have him finish looking around. Okay, and then once he's like looked around, he'll have a little check mark over his head. So you're just going to ask for final verdict. And if they give you a hug like that, that means that you slayed it. Okay, so like I said earlier, the pay for this gig was $540, but because we did like the extra stuff, we went overboard with the colors. We got 712 simoleons, and our reputation improved a lot. So even though there was no style to go off of, it was just 2 colors, you can still like do really well and have it be successful if you just really, and I mean really, stick to whatever is given. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this helped. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask in the comments, because this career when I first started was terrible, so I completely understand. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed.